Hello, it's Travis Edwards with another mental check. Take a shot of your positive vibes. Let's go! Welcome back to the mental check, and today we're going to talk about the gap versus progress. We're going to talk about the gap versus progress. So I want you guys to imagine drawing a line straight on the paper, like from left to right, and you have 0% and you have 100%. All right. Now, what we're taught through school is that there's something called perfection. If you get 100% on a test, then we're perfect. But in life, that is not the case, because we can never achieve perfection. And let me explain why. All right? Because imagine you're walking and you see the sun and you see it in the horizon, and you're getting closer, getting closer. Every time you get closer, it continues to recede. So the answer is, when are you going to get there? The answer is never. You're never going to get there. And that's how it is. You're never going to be perfect. But during that period, you can always strive for progress. You can always get better. You can always get better. And what I just saw with Michael Jordan and Kobe, or what you guys just saw with Michael Jordan and Kobe, is that all they continue to do is get better every single day, right? Now, I'm going to give you an example of what the progress versus the gap is, right? So I see a lady and I say to her, wow, you're beautiful. And she's like, well, it only took me 2 hours to get ready. That's what you call the gap. So imagine this: from 0 to 100%, you have 0 to 100%, 100% be perfect. Then you have, let's just say from 0 to some number, there's what you call progress. And then there's this talk called the gap. And here's the thing: most of the time we reference the gap. Someone tells us, oh, you lost a lot of weight. Well, I still have like 5 pounds to go. You don't learn to accept what was just given to you as a compliment. And that is what is called a gap. And what I have been taught is that one of my mentors, multi-millionaire, said to me, he says it's low income people that actually talk like that. Because a lot of people that are high net worth, they don't talk like that. They do not fall into the gap. But don't be like, these are things that I was taught. Even I think this way. I had to change my way of thinking. This is what happens with the progress versus gap. Hopefully this makes sense. So perfection is the horizon. Perfection is the horizon, but we can never get there. We can never be perfect. We have been taught the incorrect feeling that we can get 100%, but we really can't achieve that. So you got to understand that you need to focus on progress. Always focus on progress. Don't worry about falling to the gap. If someone gives you a compliment, like, listen, wow, you're really killing it these days. I see the great things. Yeah, I'm actually doing very, very well. Thank you very much. Don't say, oh, I can actually get better. It's that type of when you start speaking in that type of language, we get into what we call victim mentality, right? We're acting from the physical universe standpoint rather than from cause or the spiritual universe concept, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Now, when somebody tells you something, make sure you just accept it. Talk about progress. Think about glass half full. You know what I mean? Glass half full concept, not half empty. Think that way. Don't think the other way. And you need to start to become aware of your environment and your conversations of people that talk about it. You hear people gossiping. You hear people or talking about, this could be better and this could be better. Get out of that conversation. Change the subject. You need to become, again, I am messing around with your mindset. You got to understand that language is very, very powerful. And we need to talk in a progress mindset every single time. The minute that you fall into the gap, you live there. As a matter of fact, if you talk in the gap right now, chances are you live there. Every statement that you say is in the gap. Everything you say is in the gap. So be conscious of it right now. When you hear people talking a certain way, start to be conscious of what they're saying, and make sure, you might not want to go and tell them this, but make sure you're not entertaining certain things in your head, because if your friends talk gap conversation, then you're going to talk gap as well. Don't live in the gap. The gap is basically looking at where you should be relative to where you are. But we need to remember that we're always just striving for progress. It's day by day. We don't need to worry about ourselves. We don't need to compare ourselves to others. We just need to focus on progress every single day. And the only thing that the gap really does is make you feel bad. And as I said, your number one objective always is to feel good. It's always to feel good, right? So I don't think there's much more than that. Understanding that when you're talking from progress, you're talking from pure cause. You actually have control over your life versus acting like a victim where you have no control over your life and you have no control over your emotions and what's going on around you. So that is the gap versus progress. Hopefully I did that justice and explained that to you guys. One of the best concepts I've learned, and it's something to embrace going forward in your life. Don't worry about where you should be. Just worry about where you are. You don't even need to worry. Just focus on getting better every single day, step by step. Live in progress, not in the gap. That is all for today. Have a good one, guys. Bless.